which
Okay.
is Tyrese Haliburton.
Yes, Mr. Clutch, as you refer to him. Yes. You've said it.
I have.
Go on.
So the Pacers lead the league in fourth quarter scoring.
Amazing.
It is. If you go back to the start of the season, the Victor Wembanyama sweepstakes, everyone was thinking Spurs, Pacers, Jazz. Pacers has surprised a lot of people. They're fourth in the East right now, which, as a Pacers fan, is insane to think about because that team at the start of the season didn't look like that team. That has a lot to do with Tyrese Haliburton. He's young, but he has evolved into the leader of that team, leading a lot of those fourth quarter comebacks. First player in NBA history, 3 games, 40 assists, no turnovers. Absolutely remarkable numbers. The chemistry's there with Miles Turner, who for a long time, he's always been on the trade block, but it's always been, is he good enough to be a focus player on a team? And I think the answer, once the Pacers got a star caliber point guard, and arguably the greatest point guard in Pacers history, it's a little early to say that, but in terms of talent, I don't think there's much of an argument there. But ever since Haliburton has been there, Turner has been an effective scorer, really from any range. I think that this season, for him to not be an all-star, he would have to have an injury.
He is an all-star. You're jumping the gun a little bit, saying he's already the best Pacers point guard.
Who's better?
Man. It's a good question. But
Jamal Tinsley.
I would say Collison.
I was actually thinking Collison too when I thought Pacers.
We're talking about Darren Collison.
Yeah, I mean
we're talking about Darren.
I mean, it's not a lot to choose from when you look at Pacers point guards.
That's what I'm saying. You have really. So I wouldn't put Collison there. It would be Mark Jackson or Jamal Tinsley. Definitely wouldn't have Collison up there. Collison, when he played for the Pacers, was a great point guard, but the talent and skill differentials between Haliburton and Collison, it's entirely in Haliburton's favor. I would say that saying it after only a year is fair. That's something that you should be able to argue that, he's only been doing this for a season and a half, essentially. But with his skill set, with his vision, with his shot-making abilities, I've never seen a better point guard in a Pacers uniform, and I've followed them my entire life. So
that's a fair argument. I think where we differ, because I really, 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 really have an issue with you calling, even with the fourth quarter stats, you calling him Mr. Clutch. I think that, so I do fantasy football as well, I think we get enamored too much with the potential, and we want to, when we see production, we want to say, okay, well, yeah, they're this, they're that, they're that. I like to see production not only in, the regular season, but the playoffs and beyond, If Tyrese Haliburton gets to the playoffs, because if he is as good as you claim he is, you guys will be in the playoffs, correct?
Oh, yeah.
Yes. Okay.
I don't think that's entirely on him. I think the team as a whole has improved significantly over the past season and a half. Benedict Mathurin is the new best player in the NBA, so...
Yeah, he's been amazing as a rookie. If Tyrese Haliburton gets to the playoffs and then struggles, you're going to have to pull back a little bit until he gets more opportunity, either develops, because playoff defense is a lot different, and playoff officiating especially is a lot different than regular season. Oh, I just don't hold it in the same vein. Go on.
I don't think that the expectation is for him to go out and lead the team to a championship immediately.
No, it's not.
You can say that there's the potential there, and there's 100% the potential there, but we're actually seeing it day in and day out in how he plays. It's not something that's just potential-based. Like, going out and dropping 24 and 14 isn't something common.
No. But it goes back to my original point with the fantasy football is I believe that performing in the regular season begets performing in the playoffs, begets making deep runs, begets championships. You're still in that first process. I need to see begets performing in the playoffs before I say, okay, Tyrese Haliburton is an amazing clutch player. He's doing great right now. Fair. I need to see it as the season to start and the years progress.
Fair. He's also 22 years old, so I think the league is in a very good place with the young talent right now. We're at the point where a lot of the players we grew up watching are going to be retiring, and it's good to know that there's players like Tyrese, like the Tyreses, Bancheros, like all the young talent in the league right now. I actually think the young talent in the league right now is the best it's ever been.
Yeah, you're probably right.
So we both have Tyrese on our list, though, right?
Unfair.
Okay, so we're in agreement there. So the next one